Welcome to the Oogie Games E3 podcast. This is Damian.
Bree.
Kirby.
And we just got done watching the PS4 conference.
Woohoo.
Or game showcase. It was good.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good. We called a lot of the stuff that they were going to talk about. Didn't see some of it. And then some of it was a surprise. What we're going to do is just jump around. And just go from there. Big surprise that it looked good, because usually, to me at least, it looks like garbage, and I play it a lot. Call of Duty,
Yeah.
WW2,
World War II.
Yeah. This was incredible.
hot
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
Dismemberment's back.
Yes. It just had the tonality that I want out of a Call of Duty game. Like, World at War was really the last Call of Duty game that I truly cared about it anyway. And it was a really gritty, visceral war game. And it kind of lost that over the years. But this looked like it takes the right tone in terms of how it approaches
I
warfare.
feel like it's everything it needed to be.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's the first Call of Duty I'm interested in buying in years.
Shows that we don't need jump packs,
Yeah.
jetpacks.
Wall running, laser
Yeah.
guns, drones. I don't need any of that.
Take it back to basics.
Give me an M1 Garand. And,
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
grenades and
The-
call it a day.
Graphically, it looked good.
Yes, definitely.
We
Impressive.
Don't, yeah, they didn't say if it was put out on a PS4 Pro. They didn't
What
say.
console they were showing it on.
Yeah.
I mean, it
if-
was Sony, but
Yeah,
You'd imagine it was a pro.
a Pro.
Yeah.
Nothing saying it was alpha footage, beta footage.
No. And it was, it was, there was a lot of gameplay spliced in. It was kind of hard to tell when it was breaking from cinematic to gameplay, but
Right.
there was definitely gameplay
that's
elements
a
in there.
good thing.
I mean,
though.
yeah, in
like
a
when
lot of
you
ways.
can't really tell a difference.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
That's why I love Uncharted.
It's coming out November 3rd this year.
PlayStation has the rights to it still, I believe, where they get the DLC first.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for that competitive edge, PlayStation's definitely the way to go. Still for that. Then some things we wanted to just touch upon. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy had a cool vibe. We didn't have audio.
Yeah, interesting opening without audio.
Yeah, a lot of people apparently
Somebody
didn't have audio.
messed up somewhere.
Yeah. Horizon DLC looks cool.
Big
Yeah.
game for them.
Yeah.
Horizon
Awesome game. I was kind of hoping for Killzone.
Yeah.
We also
well,
didn't
that's
have audio for that.
Right. There was no audio on that one as well. Audio came back in on Days Gone. Days Gone
Yep.
was sweet.
Yeah.
It really was.
Definitely looks very good.
Yeah.
The zombie bear?
Zombie Bear. Zombie Bear
That
is
looked
real.
crazy. Being able to set up traps.
Be hit by traps.
It looked like there's a lot of cool elements from various games in it.
Yeah.
It seems like it's taking influence from a lot of places
Yeah.
and coming together in the proper way. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
With this one, I still don't know if it's a very linear game or if it's going to be like Last of Us, where Last of Us is very
Story,
linear.
yeah.
Or are we going to have an open world? So,
It seemed a little more open worldy, right? He hops on the
feels that
motorcycle
way, doesn't
and
it?
kind of drove around at will. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then go. But the thing that threw me was he went into that alley, well,
Right.
the woods, and then linear. But you have to have linear stages in sandbox games. Sorry. Whoa, we were eating pizza. Wow. Then from there, big surprise.
Huge surprise. Monster Hunter World, yeah. That should be a lot of fun.
They're scary.
Yeah.
Very underrated game in the West.
Yeah. Very
I mean,
intense gameplay.
yeah, it looked like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm definitely interested in giving that game a go.
Spider-Man.
Then from there, they closed. This is how they closed the show. Not from there they went to this. They closed the show with Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man looked great.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. A
Wow.
great way to close the show. The quick time events were perfect.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not often you say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's what I'm thinking. Like this is the one time, and it's just a trailer,
Right.
but quick time events are done right. Like there was one in Days Gone that just didn't look like. Why am I doing a quick time event?
Yeah,
to
he was
what was
fighting
it?
those guys on the street. Yeah.
No, I want to beat the hell out of them.
Yeah.
This was helicopter, bam, 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 bam.
Keeping the crane up.
Yeah.
Huge cinematic events.
Yeah.
In some ways, it's like God of War in that way. You know,
Yep.
God of War saves those quick time events for
The right time.
Also kind of felt like a Batman game where you're fighting multiple
Overwhelming
villains at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, in some
but
ways,
still keeping stealth.
yeah. And when he was zipping around from like crossbeam to crossbeam, it looked like Batman a little bit to me. But yeah, I mean, it's Spider-Man. He's got his own quirky humor and
Right.
and vibe and so on.
And the way the web is used.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
Yeah,
And
Sling was pretty cool.
We find out that it's not Peter that you're playing this time. It's Miles,
Yeah.
who's one of the new Superman. Wow. And we've been doing this all day. So who is the new Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is sweet. It'll be awesome. Then from there we get a huge surprise: Shadows of the Colossus.
Yeah, couldn't really tell it doesn't look to me to be a new Shadow of the Colossus.
Is it a 4K remake or is it?
Yeah, it appears to be a remake in the same way that Final Fantasy VII is a remake.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see, but that game is an interesting and unique game, and it
beautiful.
looked absolutely
It's like
incredible.
devastatingly beautiful.
Yeah.
Yep. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. They had that. We've known that's been coming out for a while now.
Coming out in September. Thought they might show some rounds,
Yeah.
some different fighters, some different moves.
Evo.
Yeah,
Save that for Evo.
Gotcha.
But you can go out, download the demo today.
Today.
So as soon as you guys leave, I'm
Yeah.
gonna edit this first and then go on to that. Then they put a big emphasis on some big titles with VR.
Yeah, definitely.
One I'm going to save for last, but Bravo Team, which looked like a squad-based shooter.
Yeah.
Very cool looking.
Standard, shooter.
Yeah.
Moss.
Moss, side-scroller.
Starring the mouse.
Yeah.
Minnie
Yeah.
Mouse.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Fishing.
You know it's gonna get bought.
Hey, if that's for you, go right ahead.
We
that's-
support you.
Yeah. Let me know in the comments below if that's for you. And then The Impatient.
Yeah, that was the one that was kind of
Scary.
like Outlast, Evil Within.
Yeah. Dark, spooky vibes.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
really creepy.
And then Star Child.
Yeah.
It was like a platformer.
Yeah. Not much. They
Interesting
didn't
VR
give
vibe.
anything
Yeah.
away. Yeah.
I think
Different.
it's just a different way to use VR. That everything you're seeing right. Well, other than Moss, but a lot of things that you're seeing right now are first person. Where this is like you see
The universe.
everything that's going on.
Big emphasis on VR in the middle of their
Mm-hmm.
content.
Yes.
Definitely a solid string
Boom,
of
boom,
VR
boom,
titles.
boom.
Especially this one, something I'm surprised wasn't mentioned at Bethesda personally. Skyrim.
Yeah. Especially when they announced Doom and Fallout.
But we've
VR.
known about
Maybe it
both
was
of those.
because of all of the other Elder Scrolls that they.
Yeah, the Elder Scrolls and Friends
They
conference.
were like, Sony, you
Yes.
can take the VR.
Skyrim lives on.
that I'm excited. Where I
Yeah.
said I wouldn't be able to do the Fallout game, all VR. I will totally go through Skyrim.
Yeah, I'm
in
definitely
VR.
interested in, I mean, perhaps it's because I have like 1,000 hours in Skyrim, but I'm definitely interested in.
To see
Well,
where
it's a
see-
world
seeing
you
what it
want
looks
to
like.
immerse yourself
It's a
in.
Yeah.
great game, yeah.
now, kind of backing off of what we said with the Bethesda, me personally saying what with the Bethesda thing, where I wouldn't use the motion controls off the Switch. You toss that stupid looking thing on my face, I'm swinging my arms around like an idiot, dude. I'm gonna yell "Foos Roda" all through this house. Like, from there we saw some gameplay.
I like that.
Then we saw some Detroit Become
Yeah.
Human.
Yeah, that looks really great. The more I see of it, the more I'm really impressed with it.
Yeah.
The storyline that looks like they're developing, and it's not just
Yeah.
going to be like a heavy rain kind of game.
I halfway through it, I turned to Kirby and I'm like, this has a totally different vibe than
the
last
first
year.
trailer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've put out a couple trailers that have distinct tones, like
Yeah.
that are very different from one another. This was like you're leading a revolution. Last year's trailer was
You were a
save
detective.
You're
the-
an investigator.
it was
Yeah.
Save the human race.
save the girl on
Yeah.
top of the roof.
I think you're going to be able to choose who you are, who you play as, but maybe it's only as a droid.
But do they do it in the way that Heavy Rain did it, where you have not like you choose, but you're the rebellion leader and you're the detective? Where in Heavy Rain, you were the killer at one point in the game.
Yeah.
A lot of the game, but without giving anything away. Because if you haven't played Heavy Rain, just turn this off and go play it. But like, share, and
Spoiler
subscribe
alert.
first.
Past tense.
Yeah.
Looks like a very good game.
It looks interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
I love that you can choose. Okay, after you've chosen the character and how you're going to play the game, you choose the way the game plays out.
Yeah, there are multiple different ways that your decisions can. And this. I mean, we'll see.
Kind of
we'll
like
see.
Mass Effect before, where you made decisions that impacted the games further
Later on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, we're always promised, big branching decision trees that have multiple different outcomes and consequences, and it always kind of gets shoehorned into a handful of decisions.
What was it? Red, blue, green light.
Yeah,
And that's
right. So, but we'll see how Detroit manages to give the player the illusion of freedom of choice throughout as you make each individual decision.
How many endings are there?
Yeah,
Or is
how
there
far does
only
it
one
branch?
true ending?
Yeah.
Like, this is the way it has to end.
Right.
So, wow, after Detroit, they go on to Destiny 2. Don't really show a lot, just show that, hey, this is a thing. This is the bad guy in the new game. I know this isn't your guys' favorite thing, right? As much as I knock on Destiny, me and my brothers play it all the time, so I'm pretty excited for it. It'll be fun.
To each their own.
Oh, exactly. I mean, some people are wrong, though.
I like Tetris.
Then the big guy.
Yeah.
The big axe-wielding man. Big boy.
Kratos.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it looked
So good.
violent and
It just gets better the more I see.
2018.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it 2018 yet?
So it's early 2018. I think maybe February, March.
February.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be well, we got to see gameplay was, he was ripping combos, and they were interesting and different combos than
Yeah.
like across all of the God of War games. You always had some kind of spinning, Blades of Chaos attack or whatever. He had very similar attacks across the games.
And they were not QuickTime events.
I didn't see any QuickTime events in.
I didn't either. I was looking specifically for them.
Yeah. I think that right now we're not going to see those.
Yeah,
Those we'll see closer if there's going to be any.
maybe in like an extended gameplay trailer, like in the demo that they had released for God of War 3, like some kind of 15 or 20 minute stretch of the game.
Yep.
Although I don't know as if this game's going to be conducive to something like that. It seems pretty open in terms of...
I don't want a demo.
Yeah.
Just give me the game.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Give me the game.
Save it.
Did you see the references to God of War 2 in it? Or not God of War 2, but God of War, the original
Yes,
trilogy.
the
pottery,
Greek pottery, yep.
know
Saying something about these gods are different from...
Yeah, they were calling him like
The realm.
a foreigner,
Yeah. So now, do you think he's in a completely different dimension?
No.
No.
Because they're saying different realm and stuff
Well,
like that.
if you know about Norse mythology, there's realms.
Several worlds. Yeah, you saw it. It was cool. You saw
What was the
dwarves
name
like
of the
Dark Elves, Svartalfheim.
snake?
Oh, Jormungandr? Yeah, the world snake.
I'm really
Yeah.
excited to see the Norse gods.
Yeah, it should be really cool. There was definitely some really cool dark imagery with a lot of the foes that you're gonna face.
Right.
Yeah, no, and there seems to be a lot of play with fire and ice naturally.
Yeah.
Gotta.
Yeah, so cool though. It definitely looked incredible. I was really hoping for some, massive 15-minute stretch of the game that we saw, but the trailer was really good.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm very excited for God of War.
I loved all the action we got at the end of that sequence.
It was violent again.
Yeah.
Lots of violence.
Very violent. Anything else you guys want to touch upon?
Sad no Bloodborne 2. But
We were holding out hope.
yeah,
Dude,
Didn't happen.
every time it was a black screen, I'm like,
here it comes. It's gonna be
Or a red screen of blood and death
Yeah.
and gore.
right.
I mean, it was high hopes, right? I didn't really expect them to announce it, but it was just something that is kind of out there that people are starting to bubble up for. I mean, I want a Bloodborne.
Force them to make it.
Yeah. Just keep saying Bloodborne to the microphone long enough, people.
Yeah. They got to make it.
I hope so.
So how would you guys rate this?
Overall, I say it was a great conference. I mean, I'd say as far as letter grades, I'd give it an A or an A minus. I mean, it would have been A plus with the Bloodborne 2. So without that, I'm still satisfied. I think there was a lot of really cool things. Monster Hunter came out of nowhere for me. Like, that was not something I was expecting at all. I thought that the extended look at Spider-Man that we got was really impressive. Little bit of a lull in the middle with the VR for me, because I don't have a VR, and it's not really something that I am attentive to. But I think that if they continue to release, software, it can only bode well for people who own VR.
Right.
So
I was actually going to say A minus until I considered the VR.
Yeah.
That brought it up to an A to me.
Yeah.
Just because I don't have it doesn't mean that it isn't worthwhile to other people. I mean, now people who love VR are going to be able to play Skyrim, this guy over here, Final Fantasy, even though it's not my thing, and be terrified again with the Inpatient. But overall, I really love the presentation. I kind of wish there was more talking.
Yes. And that's what we kind of touched base upon.
A couple sentences said.
But when he was interviewed last week, he said, I want it to be, here's the show.
Games. Yeah.
And then done.
I mean, nobody's really there to listen to people talk. People are there to watch.
It's a presentation.
Yeah. That being said, I mean, maybe they could have squeezed in some more conversation or like a hint at Bloodborne 2. Just a nod. They could have just talked. Bloodborne 2. Something else. Anything.
Oh, did I drop this Bloodborne 2?
Yeah,
a quarter?
But yeah, I thought it was great.
So A minus, A?
A minus. If I were to just rank it as an A, I would say Bethesda did better. Ubisoft is better than Sony.
Yes. Okay. So I give it a B plus because what I like during a game that Ubisoft did and Xbox did is I want somebody for a new IP or something that we God of War where we don't know the story.
Right.
I want someone to give me the narrative of what's going on the screen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Days Gone would have been a perfect thing.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Why do I care about this dude up in a treehouse?
Right.
They could just be playing.
Just having a picnic.
Yeah. But I want more. It was good. B plus, A minus.
Yeah. I think overall it was generally what I expected.
Yeah.
They didn't
to be let down that there's no Bloodborne 2.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, to be completely honest, it was a hope beyond hope. But I mean, it was what I expected. I think it was a solid presentation.
Yeah, very.
They didn't really break with what they did last year in terms of pacing or anything. I mean, it was treated
No
together
orchestra.
That
correctly.
intro was sweet though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was no orchestra though.
that's true.
That was sweet in the beginning.
Strange to lead with Uncharted for me.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't have an orchestra,
Or Bloodborne 2. What you got to over with?
That'd have been a good
next year.
They
Next
honestly-
year, the orchestra with Bloodborne 2.
I would have opened up with Call of Duty. That's how good that game looked.
Yeah.
And that trailer looked.
Call of Duty definitely was the biggest surprise for me.
But you want to start with your exclusives. Shadow
War?
Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Open up with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even as a remake?
Even as a remake.
Yeah.
Make people think that it's... No, that's called fake dreams.
Big cult game.
Monster
no?
Hunter.
Monster Hunter could open with Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just,
It just depends on the tone you want to set.
Boring? Then you start with Uncharted.
maybe you're
Well, we had no
leading
sound.
people
That's
in.
how we had
Yeah.
no sound. We had no sound, so I was
It
kind of
probably would
like,
have been much better with sound.
Perhaps.
Just
for-
maybe. I don't know. There's something in my head that's like, sound probably would have made it better.
I'm a little bitter with this game, Uncharted game, because they picked the two least interesting characters in the whole franchise
Gotcha.
to make a story about.
Okay.
So I'm kind of like, meh.
Meh.
I'll still play it,
Yeah,
but
it's Uncharted.
and it'll change my mind.
No Last of Us 2.
Holy hell!
Yeah.
I didn't even notice because of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And
no
God of
Last of
War.
Us 2 though. Yeah.
Holy hell!
Yeah.
Just realized, really, as you were talking about Uncharted.
How do you not?
Yeah, nothing at all. No.
But we know that it's coming. I don't know. What other conferences are coming up?
Gamescom in August,
I mean,
but that's not a Gamescom game.
I don't. Yeah. Maybe they're just letting it sit. Maybe I bet they're just letting it sit. You know what I mean? They released enough to let
Maybe it
people
was
know
really
it's coming.
that like early in production when they released that trailer. That like
That was the rumor, is that it was just basically
Wait a
like
year.
concept. Yeah.
Yeah. Just announcing that they're working on it.
and they make a Wolverine trailer.
I would say that
Logan, sorry.
I would say that the trailer for The Last of Us, when that first dropped, like that gameplay demo where they're moving through that building and the end he's pointing the
Stunning.
shotgun at
Yeah.
his face and then he's crawling down on his arms like no. Like that was really intense.
Yeah.
So unless you can bring something from The Last of Us with that kind of intensity, probably best not to do it. You know? Probably best to just kind of wait until you can. Because like what good is another teaser trailer? Oh, The Last of Us is coming again.
That's the one thing too that kind of let me down is a lot of this conference. The other ones, I understand E3, you're showing what you're working on, showing what, and that doesn't essentially mean that it's
You're
coming
announcing
out.
games. Yeah.
You're announcing like, hey, we're working on this. Everybody else had a ton of games that were coming out in 2017, holiday season 2017.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Strange to me, God of War isn't.
I'm pissed
Yeah,
that
strange
it's
to me.
not.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always patient, so I'd much rather
Yeah.
them
Take your
the
time.
time, do it right.
Don't rush it out and have no content.
Yeah.
Destiny. But I play it a lot.
Or any number of games. Because
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
general trend.
Let's get rid of season passes too while we're at it.
Yeah.
Star Wars
listening?
Battlefront. Yeah, so very cool.
Yeah.
Now we'll meet up back here tomorrow. We're gonna go over Nintendo and our overall thoughts. We're gonna do that all in one video. Thank you for watching. Week's almost over for the videos, at least for everything being announced.
Work week is not over yet.
Yeah. Stay tuned to Twitter, Facebook. We'll be posting stuff that we find that's being announced because there's tons of stuff past these videos. The conferences that does get announced. Like Devolver slipped through the cracks for a lot of people. So just stay tuned. We'll catch you tomorrow. And like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you then.
Thanks.
Bye.